Good morning. Welcome to Windward Buddhist Temple. Today is our Dana Day Pet Memorial Service. I'm Merle and I will be your MC. We will begin with the ringing of the bell, or the kansho, that signifies the beginning of the temple service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is a calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma or teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seat. Please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and English. It is found on page 7 in the red service book.
Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha.
Please be seated. Today, we are remembering our pets who have passed away in any month or year. Please come forward to offer incense when your pet's name is called. After the last name is called, Reverend Brennan will strike the gong several times, and we will go directly into chanting the Sutra, which would be the 12 Homages in the Red Jodo Shinshu book on page 120.
To lose a loved one, whether pet or human, is the saddest thing in life. We ask not to be removed from our sorrow, but to find the courage to accept it. Our response to sorrow is to cultivate wisdom. May the seeds of wisdom, watered by our tears, blossom into compassion. Only the eye of understanding can see into the heart of caring. Thus, we go beyond our individual sorrow and find comfort amidst our tears. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha.
Coconut and Missy Tashiro. Sparky Yamamoto. Tofu and Thumper Miyamoto. Suki Arakaki and Precious Miyamoto. Tucker, Paris, Stella, Connie. And the last name, Henry and Gordon Lopes.
Gods and men all bow in awe to Amida the revered in Buddha's wondrous pure land. Bodhisattvas gather round, golden form like the mountain king, steadfast like the elephant's pace, Buddha's eyes like the blue lotus. Thus I bow to Amida, Buddha's form round like the moon, bright like thousand suns and moons. Buddha's voice like the nightingale. Thus I bow to Amida, Buddha's figure on Kanon's crown, adorned with wondrous features. Buddha subdues evilness. Thus I bow to Amida, beyond compare Amida's pure virtue shining clear like space, all benefit from Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida, Bodhisattvas all renowned, Maras to praise Amida, primal vow made for our sake. Thus I bow to Amida, golden ponds where lotus bloom, towers a throne of goodness. Buddha lives like the mountain king. Thus I bow to Amida, I bow to Amida. All life changes like the dew. We have no permanent self. Buddha teaches this law to all. Thus I bow to Amida. No evil in the Pure Land, and no fear of evil past. Faithful hearts honor Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida, saving us through many ways. No tempters, no evil friends. Birth leads to enlightenment. Thus I bow to Amida. Amida, thus I have praised virtues boundless like the sea. These virtues share with others for birth into the Pure Land. Naman Nabu. Naman Nabu. Naman Nabu. Naman Nabu. Naman Nabu. Naman Nabu. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo.
Please rise for the recitation of the Golden Chain of Love in that same red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 126. The Golden Chain of Love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Please continue to stand for the Gatha, Buddha Loves You, the Brown Praises of the Buddha book, and that's on page 24. Yay, that brought a lot of smiles to everybody's faces. Please have a seat. Today we're having a children's Dharma class. So children who would like to participate are now excused. If you follow Prudence out, she'll have something, activity for the children. They're so excited to go. Okay, Reverend Brennan will introduce our speaker.
Good morning, everyone. You know, that's a very happy song that we sing with our preschool and pre-kindergartners. And it's so good because it's an action song. And one of these days we'll have to all sing it with the actions because it's really cute. Anyway, we have a special talk today by Cyndi Osajima, who is the executive director of Project Dana. She has been in that position for she's worked with Project Dana for over 30 years. And when Rose Nakamura passed away, she took over for her. And many of you are familiar with Project Dana. It's outreach to elderly who are not able to take care of themselves as far as going to the market or doing shopping or getting transportation to the doctor. So Cyndi has worked very hard to try to coordinate volunteers to do outreach for them. She was not able to be here today, so thanks to Ryan, we had her come yesterday, and she filmed her talk. And I was very disappointed that she couldn't come today, but she made two commitments on the same day. So I told her, well, Ryan can really be the key to allowing us to hear what she has to say. So please enjoy.
Good morning, and thank you for asking me to speak at the special service observing Dana Day and the Pet Memorial Service. I'm very sorry I could not be here in person, but thank you to Ryan and Reverend Barbara for making these special arrangements to video me the day before the service. Before I begin, let me wish everyone a happy Chinese New Year's. Kong hei fat choi. I would like to extend deepest gratitude and aloha to the members of the Windward Buddhist Temple for allowing me to share just a few thoughts of Project Dana. Project Dana at Kailua Hongwanji, known back then, began in 1993 under the capable coordination of Betty Okamoto. Please allow me to mention a few names of the original volunteers, and I know there are more. I must express my appreciation to Jean Fukumoto, who ably took over the reins of the site leader until recently. Do these names sound familiar to you? Betty Okamoto, Jun Takenaka, Laura Ogino, Esther Fujioka, Elaine Fukada, Masaya Miyashiro, Julie Kusumoto, and Keiji Kukino, who I affectionately call Project Dana Media Star. With the support of then Kailua Hongwanji Mission, volunteers were able to assist elderly and family caregivers from Kailua to Kaneohe and all the way to Waimanalo. One person I would like to express much gratitude is the late Mrs. Dorothy Ono. I know she was a valuable and progressive thinking member of the Windward Buddhist Temple. But did you know that with all her background in nursing and human services and other valuable areas, she was a cherished consultant and trainer for Project Dana, many Project Dana sessions. I can still see her in my mind, dressed up in a suit, smiling, and for selfish reasons, a role model for myself. Fast forward to 2024. There was an article in the Star Advertising printed on just February 4th, 2024. The title was All Hands on Deck to Build Hawaii's Elder Care System, submitted by Dr. Kevin Kawamoto and Dr. Christy Nishita. And I will leave a copy of this article with Reverend Barbara. The reason why I bring up this article is it describes a scary and uncertain future of the aging population and the crumbling infrastructure of the impending cracks in the elder care world, especially in Hawaii, where we live the longest in the nation. Women outlive men, but women live longest in the nation. However, I want to share a glimmer of hope and gratitude where volunteers of Project Dana are the hands on deck to offer valuable social support to elders and family caregivers in our community. Friendly visits, respite, telephone calls to say hello. The very important spiritual support are just some of the ways Project Dana volunteers are able to strengthen our temples, communities, and society. For this, I will always be grateful to Windward Buddhist Temple. An article was submitted to the Civil Beat in December of last year. We wrote of the very special relationship between the late former First Lady Rosalind Carter, Rose Nakamura, our founding administrator, Project Dana, and caregiving. I would like to ask Ryan to put up the photo of the actual award that was given to Mrs. Rose Nakamura in 1993. I also forwarded a copy to Ryan and Reverend Barbara, just in case you're interested in reading. And here's a picture of the actual award itself that was given to Rose in 1993. Mrs. Carter, Rose Nakamura, and Mrs. Shim Kanezawa were, I use the word fierce, were fierce advocates of faith and action volunteer caregiving. Project Dana was fortunate to have been mentioned in Mrs. Carter's book. Here's the cover of the book. I understand it's not in print anymore, but she mentioned Project Dana as a model of faith and action caregiving. I wanted all the volunteers of Windward Buddhist Temple, past, present, and future, to know that you are continuing the legacy of being fierce advocates of interfaith volunteer caregivers, to the elders and family caregivers in our community. And I repeat this, fierce advocate. Yet times have drastically changed due to COVID and other societal issues. However, as Project Dana volunteers, it presents exciting new challenges as interfaith volunteer caregivers. For this, I will be forever grateful to Windward Buddhist Temple. As fellow Buddhists, we cherish the ideal of Dana, D-A-N-A, one of the most beautiful perfections which lead to enlightenment. Dana means to share, to be helpful, to give of our time and love to all. Interdependence, the interweaving of each and every life, one with another or with others, is the basis as taught by Gautama Buddha. Active concern for others for more than 25,000 years have been taught is the Buddhist way in practicing the ever-yearning wish that all beings be happy. Dana, it's just simple acts of kindness. And these simple acts of kindness mean so much to the homebound elder and family caregivers. I hear volunteers say, oh, I only go shopping for Mrs. So-and-so. I just stop in and say hello. But I feel these small acts of kindness, Dana, represents a helping hand, compassionately given to remind these elders and family caregivers that they are not forgotten. I want to thank Reverend Bert Sumikawa, and I'd like to quote a few words in the words of the late Chikai Reverend Yosemori. Service to others is faith in action. The act of Dana is a part of our life, and in Jodo Shinshu, it is to place oneself in the position of another and give service with joy and gratitude. This is a person of Shinjin. Your suffering is my suffering. Your happiness is my happiness. For it is the nature of Buddhahood to become compassionate. I want to thank you for your time and energy at your service. I have begged Reverend Barbara to please invite me again, and I'd be thrilled and happy to speak in person here at Windward Buddhist Temple. I will be leaving with Reverend Barbara a few materials I think you may be interested in about family caregiving. And also, here are a few announcements of upcoming senior fairs happening on this side of the island. With much gratitude and in Gassho. So, I just want to share these two announcements. This first one is going to be at Windward Mall on Friday, February 16th from like 9:30, 10 o'clock to about, I think, 10 to 2 it says. Now, this fair is sponsored by the Generations magazine, and we've been offered a table, so Project Donna will be a resource table. So please share the word with everyone. And there will be other partners of the Generation magazine. There will be a $50 door prize drawing, and including a one-time drawing for a 4-night California hotel room and meal package, flights not included. So this is one of the events on this side, February 16th. And then there's going to be one on Saturday, February 24th, at Windward Community College. If you see, there's the famous Mr. Kukino. He's a poster guy. Anyway, this is put on by AARP, and it's called Manage the Cost of Caregiving. And there will be an AARP expert to talk about how to handle the high cost of caring for loved ones. Both of these events are no charge, free. So if you want to, go to Windward Community College on Saturday, February 24th, and next Friday, Generations Magazine Senior Fair, Friday, February 16th at Windward Mall. I just want to thank you again for asking me to speak. I'm just so sorry I cannot be here tomorrow. But again, I'm really grateful to Ryan and Reverend Barbara for arranging this special session of recording. And please, if you folks have any questions about Project Dana, services, anything, please feel free to give me a call or email me. I'd be happy to speak to you folks. Thank you again. Namo Amida Butsu.
That was a new twist, huh? Okay, please rise now for the Gatha Golden Chain in the purple WBT supplemental book on page 55. That's the Golden Chain, and continue to stand for the Nembutsu.
heard the universal truth, and having been given everlasting life, may lead this human existence in peace and tranquility, being enveloped in Amida Buddha's compassion. Reverently, we worship with deep gratitude and boundless blessings of Amida Buddha, and take refuge in the three holy treasures of his teachings. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda.
Thank you. That ends today's service. I think we have announcements, but I do know we have guests today. We have, you have the list there? Okay. He's coming.
Stole my thunder. Good morning, everyone. If I remember to say this right, Kung Ji Fa Chai. I got a lesson from Yishin. And why am I wearing red today, besides Chinese New Year's? What's happening today? Who am I cheering for? Both teams have red. I'm actually cheering for both teams. I like both teams. All I want is a high-scoring game. Huh?
Pick the over then.
Over, yes. What's the number? I don't know. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Reverend Barbara, for leading the service. Much thanks to Cyndi, even though we had a recorded message, but it was a very nice message. As part of our observance of Dana Day, the offertory done today will be donated to Project Dana. Thank you, Merle, for being the MC, Bob for being a greeter, Jan Connie for ringing the kansho, and Ryan for recording the program. Our guest today is Edwin Miyamoto. Actually, Edwin is not a guest, he's really a member, a longtime member, the father of Dana. So, welcome, Edwin. A few of us, Reverend Barbara, myself, Prudence, and Ryan, attended the 112th Legislative Assembly Friday and Saturday, where every year we get gathered to conduct business of the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. The major items include the budget for the year, and that's how the assessments to each temple is determined. And of course, we appreciate your contributions to the temple that covers those assessments. After the busy business meeting, we enjoyed an aloha luncheon to celebrate the awarding of the Living Treasures of Hawaii. That was the 49th Living Treasures banquet. I have the program from the luncheon on the back table, so you're welcome to look through it. Let's see. And a reminder that there will be no service next week. Most of us will be visiting the Hawaii Betsuin. I think we're anxious, at least I am, to hear the special speaker, George Takei. That service will start at 9:30, so it's a little later than our services, but it might be good to be there a little early. I understand they're expecting a good crowd. They have a large hall, but parking sometimes gets limited. On Sunday, February 25th, we'll have Nirvana Day and Remembrance Service led by Reverend Barbara. Nirvana Day is celebrated annually on February 15th. It's observed on that day to commemorate the death of Shakyamuni Buddha when he attained Nirvana. Our remembrance service is is to remember a loved one who passed away in the month of February of any year. There will be a sign-up list at the greeter's table, so you can enter the name of the deceased person. And if you have a picture, please, you're welcome to bring it. We'll place it up here. Speaking of which, these pictures of the animals that gave us unconditional love, I really enjoyed my cats, Coco and Missy, and I'm sure the others brought much joy to the pet owner. But next week, in 2 weeks, it'll be for your personal loved ones. And it could be family, could be friends. I've mentioned about our gardening class. I do have more details. I have a flyer on the back table. We'll be having 10 classes. Right now we'll be doing it once a month, the third Sunday of each month from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. There will be a cost of $20 for the entire session. That's to cover costs of material and supplies. So if you haven't already signed up, please do. Again, it'll start March 17th. If there's any questions, you're welcome to come and see me. Where's Joy? I need Joy. Oh, I put a little note back there, but we're having a benefit Zippies thing that Joy will explain.
Hello. So I believe this is coming out of, well, the group is the YES Camp group. So YES stands for Young Enthusiastic Shinshu Seekers. It's generally out of like Buddhist Studies Center and like Office of Buddhist Education. Another program, in addition to YES Camp, is Junior YBA that I work with, the Young Buddhist Association. So it's kind of this same like umbrella of Hongwanji youth or Buddhist youth. And so now that we have a new part-time youth specialist, she's working really hard to try to reestablish this camp. This camp was started a few years ago by now. They're in the 30s or almost 40s maybe. Anyway, it was actually our former minister, Reverend Cyndi Osajima, that was instrumental in starting this camp. And with a lot of connections. I attended one myself as a camper. And some people have, and then a lot of the former campers that stayed on the island became like counselors for it. And then so it's been kind of a thing going on for years, and they had moved to virtual during the pandemic, and then they kind of paused for a little bit. So anyway, they're planning their in person. The proceeds of this fundraiser goes to really help to subsidize the fees for it, so that when like any youth from any temple or their friends want to attend, that they can bring the registration fee down, to really help subsidize the cost. A lot of times they're at like Kokokahi, the one in Kaneohe. So it's convenient for those of us on the windward side if you have children or grandchildren. The ages is like, I think it's like 7th grade to early 20s. We'll get that specific information. I think for 7th grade though, they need parent permission or something like that. Yeah. So I think Wyatt went 1 year, I think. So anyway, it's a really good program. They always have a guest speaker. It's usually a minister or somebody connected, and the kids do a lot of bonding, a lot of activities. For those of us that grew up in Junior YBA, a lot of times YES Camp was a thing that kind of sealed everything like that. We made lifelong friends. So even for me, a lot of the Hongwanji members that I still keep in contact with, we met at camp, right, many, many years ago. So I think it's a great opportunity for youth. You don't have to be Buddhist or a church member to attend, just young and enthusiastic. So I hope you'll support their fundraiser by purchasing a Zippies ticket. Thank you.
Yeah, I looked it up, and I believe the age ranges from 13 to 23. But even my Daughters. Daughters both went to Yes Camp, Merle? Yeah.
They do give special permission for youngers.
Okay.
Can I add one more thing? Sorry. Another youth thing, and we'll have information when it comes out, but the Ibixi, which is it's a student exchange to Japan, and they alternate, and so they're bringing that back. And so that one's a little bit older. Yeah. More high school and early 20s. One of the best experiences I've ever had. I also was fortunate and went on that trip. And so that there's an application for it. And so I just want to keep pushing these activities that we have for our youth. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. So I don't know if you can read the screen there, but there's a bunch of things that you could select from. The price of the ticket is $11. So if you're interested, please come and see me. Thank you. Okay, today is bingo day. So we play the game. Yay! Yes, Prudence. Oh, Prudence has an announcement. Something the kids helped her create.
Thank you for your indulgence. I know we were kind of noisy out there, but they're so enthusiastic. Anyway, and thanks for those of you that signed. I wanted them to learn the golden chain of love, so they each should have a copy that they can take home. And they all put the chain together, and this is a picture of the globe. We've done this 2 times before. And so I'm hoping that our chain would get longer and have new people join us. And I also wanted to say that we don't have the Dharma School on set Sundays yet. Hopefully next year we can tell you it's always going to be on the 3rd Sunday or whatever. But next month, our Dharma School is going to be held on the 17th. And that's the day that there's going to be the Dharma School from Mililani that wants to visit here. And I'm thinking, oh, our school hardly got started, but that's okay. So they'll bring their school. So I don't know how noisy it'll be outside or where we're going to meet, because they have a rather large group. But that's the plan, because their minister is going to be our guest speaker that day. Of course, he's now moving to Moilili, but he's committed to be here. So he's going to be here. And the Dharma school teacher said they were planning to come here anyway. So I'll have this standing up out there. So I hope each and every one of you had signed the link so that we can keep joining it. Right now it's a little too short, so we have a big chain in the back. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, it's time for refreshments. So if we could do words of thanksgiving, found on page 126 of your red service book. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you.